Episode 26 of the Planet Nintendo podcast. We have a ton on the menu today. Bobby is back, guys. Yes, he's back in the flesh. We're going to be talking about Drake. Same old, and if Nintendo could ever have a mainstream game. We are going to be talking about the Smash roster, giving some of our predictions, and talking about some Smash Amiibos and big E3 announcements in the future. We will talk about that. And of course, viewer questions. So let's get it started. What is up, dudes? Episode 26. And I want to introduce you to some of the best co-hosts on the planet. Joe, after work. What's up, man?
Yo, what's going on? Kerbobby.
Yes.
He's back. I got you, fam. Right here.
Oh, you know what? Get out of here.
And he's back from the dead, folks. Bobby, the Nintendo guru.
Let's not make it like it's a big time thing. Like it's just it's a one and done. And especially with this setup, I'm not happy with it. So it's gonna be just for now. We're gonna just play this little game. Patrick, look it.
What's up?
I leave. You change the intro. You do things totally different. All right.
It's pretty good.
You say, "What's up, dudes?" You got to do that here tonight. Like, what is wrong with you, man?
Not the dudette.
Pull it together.
You know what,
man.
Bobby? We're going strong. It's like I lost my father. And brand new to the channel, MissClick. What is up?
Hey, you guys, what's up? How you doing?
Pretty good. Now, I want to get into this because not a lot of people know you on the channel, MissClick, and I was kind of doing my research and I was looking at your channel, and I noticed one thing. I noticed that you used to stream on YouTube, but you since moved to Twitch. Now you got Joe up there, who's like Twitch king, and then Bobby, who just switched to Twitch. Why did you make the move? I just want to ask.
Well, so originally I was streaming just to Twitch, and probably it started around like I want to say November of 2016, and then Breath of the Wild's first trailer came out, and I ended up doing a reaction video because I was streaming Overwatch competitive during the time the trailer was released. So I was like, you know what? I'll film my reaction. I'll put it on my YouTube channel, which had like 17 subs at the time. I'll put it on there, and that way you guys can see it. And my sisters, it was for them as well because we had Zelda as childhood together. So they wanted to see my reaction to the trailer because they're like, "Oh, have you seen it? It's amazing." So I was like, "All right, well." Anyways, I put the video up. I send them the link, and they're like, "Yo, this is posted 5 minutes ago. This is already like 1,000 views."
Holy cow!
Nice.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So it pretty much happened to where like like the first video I posted on my channel like blew up. So then I was like, well, I gotta do something with my channel now because I have all these subs, and I don't want to leave them hanging. So I actually was streaming to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. And December 31st was the last stream that we did a dual stream because I'm going for Twitch partnership because that was ultimately my first goal. So it pretty much became, when you choose to become affiliated with Twitch and then partnered with Twitch, you have the exclusivity. So I just pretty much wanted to strengthen and focus on that because as much as I love streaming to YouTube, it was definitely a very divided crowd, and I wanted to kind of have everybody live more together and not have it kind of was red versus purple, like are we bleeding purple or we strong with the red. So it's since then become really, really close, and we've had people come over from YouTube, and like I've had people now being like, "Yo, I never realized Twitch was so cool. Thank you for bringing me over." And I'm like, "Yeah, bleed purple, woo!" So it's really cool, but that's mainly why. But I mean, we still do uploads and stuff to YouTube. Just every day is on Twitch.
And I saw a couple of your streams because like Joe brought me to Twitch, but now I'm like slowly discovering more people, and your community is crazy, man.
They're so funny, dude. I love them so much. Such trolls.
So Bobby, what's new,
sir.
man? Where have you been? What are you playing?
Oh God, man, I've been limbo. I've been living in limbo. That's how about that? Hopefully, I'll have some news on like a permanent residence within a couple of months. And then once that's set, I'll have my setups back, and I'll be ready to start doing videos on the daily again and doing streaming on Twitch again and all that stuff. Just got to get some personal stuff still worked out, and once that's all done, we're done. Dude, I gotta say, I have we do this for the community, and I would not be able to do half the stuff I'm doing without the community. So I announced a couple weeks ago that friend of mine, friend of the show, and all this, so Jules Watcham, reached out to me and invited me to go to E3 this year.
How
And
exciting!
It's amazing. So I'm going with Jules to E3, and then I just got a message through Twitter. The guys at Ojo, they offered to fly me out.
Get
And
out of here.
I'm like, this is nuts, dude. This is so, but
Yo,
like, as cool as that is, I've said it a million times, none of that happens without the community and the support of the community and the
Seriously.
push that they're doing for us and for me. I got these glasses, I got a glare in my eyes. Well, without you guys that are watching this and helping do everything, especially during my issues and all that stuff, you guys are solid as they come, man. And I can't thank you. And that's the whole reason why I reached out to Patrick. I was like, I gotta talk, man. I gotta like let the people know that like are still supporting me. Like, I'm getting messages a little bit ago from like Jonathan Brown and like Josh Stapleton and all these guys are just like, hey, are you okay? Is everything all right? Like, what's going on? Like,
oh wow, that's cool.
it's amazing. It's amazing. So
And that's just the messages you're getting. Like, I'm getting some. I'm sure Joe's getting
Yep.
some.
yeah, that's awesome. So I'm alive. I'm alive. That's all that
That's good,
matters.
man. It's good to hear. It's good to have you back.
Thank
And,
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Joe, how are you liking Game of the Year? Kirby. That's
I just beat the first world like 30 minutes ago. I'm having a blast with it. I'm really enjoying it. It's cute. It's
It
adorable.
looks freaking. I was gonna say it looks freaking adorable, dude. I was
Yeah.
watching someone stream it earlier.
You didn't ask me what I thought about it, Patrick.
Did you get it like day one?
I did buy it. And
Ooh.
I like it, man. I'm actually floored that I like this game. I'm like, this is nuts,
How
dude.
good,
Yeah.
man.
Dude, it like, first off, it looks phenomenal. Like, they knocked it out the park with this game. Looks amazing, and I'm enjoying it so far. I'm almost done World 1. I have to go up to the mountain or whatever, and then
Okay.
World 1 will be done. So
And it's
cool.
good playing as like a solo player with the computers. It's still
yeah,
good.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
That's
they're
what was
like,
holding me back. I was
No,
like, man, I
it's-
wish online was for multiplayer.
The
No,
AI
no,
is
it's-
like
yeah, the
Really?
AI is good. It's not like they help out, but it doesn't feel like they're overpowering.
They don't get in the
and taking
way.
No,
Okay.
they're actually, it's the first time I ever played with a computer AI that truly helps.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
they're really good.
like you get to a point, you're like, I don't know what they're doing, and then they're jumping up and they're grabbing hooks and stuff. It's like,
Oh.
okay, they're doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's
Thanks.
pretty good. Yeah,
those boss
Yeah.
battles though, like they it's like a beatdown, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
You are the most OP thing if you have 3 people on your squad.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
there's
nice.
actually quite a bit more content that I even thought. Like, there's mini games too. There's like a couple like micro games. I guess when you beat the game, there like a speed running mode unlocks. So it's a good amount of content.
Yeah.
But we were talking about Twitch earlier, and I'm pretty new to Twitch, so you got to help me out. But there was a mainstream big event happening on Twitch, and some records were broken. So a Twitch streamer by the name of Ninja was on streaming with a little rapper, up and coming Drake, and
I think
Travis
I've heard
Scott.
of him.
Yeah. And so they did a stream on Fortnite, and it blew up. I mean, there was like over 600,000 people watching it. MissClick is like, I don't give a crap.
No, I know.
She's like, I'm
All
over here
over
busting my
Twitter.
butt every day.
It's all
And
over Twitter.
then
This guy
Drake shows up, and then it's just like, oh, now Twitch is something, and I've been over here the whole time, like, please come see us, and then
Same
please.
thing.
I'm with
It
you.
was kind of insane to see, though, and that's not really what I want to talk about. I kind of want to talk about the Nintendo part of it, and if Nintendo has a game or a game that's coming,
Mhm.
do you think has this kind of mass appeal? Because this was giant, like 600,000 people were watching. Yes, it's probably mostly because of Drake, but Fortnite, of course, is taken off.
Yeah.
PUBG and all those, battle royale games.
Mhm.
I will start with Joe on this one. Does Nintendo have a game that could drum up that much excitement or could go that mainstream?
That extent, I don't think so. That's sort of like I mean, that's a clear example of people coming because of the person, not because of the game, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that was one of those really rare instances that come every once in a blue moon. I mean, the last time this broke Dr. Disrespect's record.
Yep.
For when he finally returned to Twitch a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago.
333,000 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It was crazy. Doubled that, basically.
He broke Twitch.
Yeah.
And then they fixed the server, thank God.
Yeah. And before that, it was like some dude that had been gone for like a year.
Tyler won. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
So I think I don't think it's the game really. It's more the personality for sure. It depends on who the person is. But if we want to pick a game, Smash maybe, which I use that very loosely. It's a big game, but
you see Drake picking like Captain Falcon and like freaking Bobby.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that Nintendo has that kind of game up their sleeve, but let's say Fortnite comes over. Do you feel like the Switch would be like the preferred console for it? I know it just came over to iOS and Android. How would Fortnite do on the Switch?
First of all, I think Fortnite's going to do amazing on Switch. I think there's no doubt it's coming to Switch. I mean, it's on mobile now. So if it's on mobile, there's no reason why Switch doesn't get it. That said, I'm serious. Like, I really think Smash is the game that could really explode and take off. Like, it has, if Nintendo has got the online better for this version, I really think you could see some crazy stuff happening. Like, but I don't think it's like one player could make it happen unless like a celebrity comes and plays. But I think that like if you're in a situation where there's a tournament that could actually draw huge numbers. But I think Smash is probably the only game that Nintendo has that could actually give it a run for its money. I think this particular instance is just a mixture of a hot game and a celebrity at the same time, and it's just it's like the perfect storm of what happened. Otherwise, I don't think it happens at all. But yeah, I think the only game they got is Smash. That's it. Because I mean, Mario Kart didn't do anything. You know, Splatoon doesn't do that much in terms. Yeah.
Sorry.
Dude, it's underrated. I love that game.
Yeah, I mean, dude. I mean, Labo might do it. I don't know, but it's Patrick up there with the robot suit. I think that.
Yes. Oh my god. MissClick, what do you think about all this madness?
I think Fortnite is so popular because it's cross-play compatible. I mean, for the most part. I mean, Sony's got whatever up their butt, but I think, you know, because Fortnite is able to reach far and wide across. I know I streamed PUBG, like my IRL group of friends that not really my IRL friend group, but we met like season 2 of Overwatch, you know, like a couple months into the game, you know, first beginning, and we played like every single game together since. So we went from Overwatch to PUBG. Well, when I went to stream PUBG, it was very hard, obviously, because of, you know, technical issues with the development. You know, it's not easily optimized to where anybody can play it. You can have a crappy computer and play it. You know, you really need to have a system requirement. So it was very hard. PUBG is a great game. I personally love it better for the sake of it's a lot more technical and it's a lot less random chance. It's a lot more like strategy based of you really need to watch out where you are. But Fortnite is so easily accessible and so many people that can play it on all their consoles or even on their phone now. I mean, like you said, if it can be on mobile, it can be on phone, no problem. I think for Nintendo, I know Smash is definitely bringing in a lot of people that are like, oh, Smash is on Switch now. I'm going to get a Switch now. Like that was their deciding moment. A lot of people are like, yeah, I like Zelda. Yeah, I like Mario. What are Squid Kids? What the, you know, like they don't know. And I'm like, yo, it's such a good game. Like you'd love it and everything. But Smash has been consistent, you know, like while Fortnite is across all these different platforms, Smash has been on every single platform for Nintendo. And I think if there was going to be a thing to attract a lot of attention, I feel like Smash is very technical and it can be very complex compared to Fortnite. Fortnite's a little bit easier. But I think if they were going to, like, in order to get a lot of spotlight on it, they would literally need to have like a big, huge event where it's kind of like what they're doing at TwitchCon or E3 now with, you know, the celebrities playing Fortnite is kind of have a whole panel of celebrities who play Smash, who don't play Smash, and just have them embarrass each other you know, like all out there items, you know, like not have it super strict, just like watch them and film their reactions. That would probably get a lot of people to be interested in Smash. But I don't think it's ever going to be to the point of, oh my gosh, you know, Drake is playing Smash, you know, yeah. So
Yeah.
Listen, I think if you get Snoop Dogg to play Smash, it's
that would be so freaking
that would
funny.
be amazing.
That game's too fast paced for Snoop Dogg.
That's fine. Who cares? You can be sitting there just smoking
We can always
weed.
bring back Beyonce. Get NintenTalks on the Switch.
I think, oh my gosh, what was it? I think Chrissy Teigen made a tweet that same night, because you know everybody's tweeting out, and she's like, so I can pick fruit from trees in Animal Crossing. Will anybody watch me stream that? And like half of me is like, that's freaking hilarious. Another half is like, no, please don't.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want.
We don't need Hollywood. Like we already got Hollywood on the red
Oh.
carpet. We already got Hollywood in
Oh,
politics.
man.
We don't need Hollywood in Twitch now. Like keep these all separate, people.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think you bring up a good point though, because I think it's partly Nintendo's job to kind of elevate these games a little bit. Like Splatoon 2 is such a great game, such a great multiplayer experience. Mario Kart, I still think is the best multiplayer experience.
I love it.
But I think it's up to Nintendo to kind of put those games on a pedestal and make them competitive and have these big tournaments.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't think there is really a big like mainstream game, but like I said before, I think one of those like Fortnite, PUBG, even Overwatch, if it came over, whatever game comes over first, I think the community is just gonna like take it.
I think the one thing that has to happen, or I hope that happened in all this, was, I mean, what was it? The whole PewDiePie issue. Right after that, Nintendo walked away from streaming, and they were like, "We don't want you to stream." Like to the point where Nintendo ambassadors can't stream Nintendo games.
Yep, that was one of the reasons why. That's probably what pushed the final straw for me.
Yeah, so for me, I hope that like Nintendo sees this and goes, "Wait a minute, there is some value in streaming." I mean, it's been forever for them to even find true value in what we do. But so I hope eventually it gets to that point where they just wake up and they go like, this streaming thing, it seems like there's something that's going to happen. Like I mean, they liken this moment with Drake to I don't know, Kylie Jenner, whatever, one of those that kind of bashed what the hell, the app. My God,
is it Snapchat?
Snapchat, yeah. When she's like, I haven't opened Snapchat in months or whatever, and like their stocks just plummeted and went into the tank. They basically said like Drake playing Fortnite basically skyrocketed Fortnite above PUBG, and it's like
Ninja got like 90,000 subs or new followers or something like that night, just himself.
Nuts.
That kid is making bank, dude. He is set. He's my age, and he is set.
That's funny.
And all the media outlets were like, "Oh, Drake is streaming." It's like, no,
yeah.
It was just his voice, like.
Yeah.
Real quick before we go to the next subject, Joe, what's your favorite Drake song?
My favorite Drake song? Oh God. I don't know the name of the song. Oh my God. Unforgettable. There we go. That's the name of it.
He's lying. That's
with Young Jeezy.
Song.
What? Come on, man. That's a good song. Look it up. It's real.
In the shower.
Hotline bling. Listen, don't be spying on me. All right.
Hey, man.
Listen, I sound good in the shower. Okay.
Don't we all?
Oh my, where is this going? Joe, speaking of Smash, you have a topic this week. Why don't you tell us?
Yeah, so it seems like this is going to be a new Smash. With a new Smash comes Amiibos.
Oh boy.
Is this going to be all over again? My main question is, what does Wave 1 look like for Amiibos for Smash on Switch? Do they bring up the whole main core roster in one wave? Are they going to do it in segments again? Bobby.
Oh yeah, throw it to me. Thanks.
Help me.
You're the dude. You are just as bad as me with Amiibo, so I had to.
So Bobby said that he was officially done buying the Amiibo.
No,
and,
I was.
Marina and Pearl, how's that going, Bobby?
No, I was, and then I pre-ordered Detective Pikachu and the Squid Girls. I couldn't get the Dark Souls one because that sold out immediately.
Oh, Solitaire?
Oh, that's so good, dude.
I will get it though. Don't worry about that. I get them all. I'll import that son of a gun if I have to. But that said, I think we need to first recognize what type of game this Smash is.
Mhm.
If that original image is the roster that they're starting with, I have a feeling that they're going to kind of take the Street Fighter model and start with a roster of like whatever 12, 15 characters, and then maybe part of the online service plan is like, hey, if you're part of the online service, you have Smash, we're going to just give you free DLC characters as we move forward, and can kind of add to the game as it moves forward. If that's the case, then I can see what Joe's saying. Like, they'll just drop a wave of, here's the Smash lineup, and here's 12 characters, and just go get them. I think the character models will be different than they were last time. If you remember, if you remember the original Smash line, they had a lot of like the Link P stands and all these weird, like,
they were all based on the trophies stances.
They're based on the trophies.
Yeah.
I think this time they would have modeled the Amiibo and then built the trophies off of the models, or off the Amiibo. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole of like trying to get 50 again. That was madness, man. I don't want, because to me, Smash proved, and Smash Amiibo proved that, like, that's all people cared about. Like, that's all it was about. It wasn't about Amiibo. It was about Smash. And man, that's something that's scary.
That's what sold Amiibos.
Did you train your Amiibo? Did you like program it and train it?
Oh, come on, I don't do that stupid stuff.
Dude,
Bobby's got all of them.
No, I've done a couple.
You.
I'm just not good at Smash, so it's like,
okay.
So I'm not like a huge. I enjoy Smash. I trophy hunt in Smash.
Yeah.
But like for me, it's. I did train a couple, but I think I got into like 25 at the max. Okay. And they were kicking the crap out of me, man.
I was gonna say, they learn your method and they ruin your life.
They were smoking me. I couldn't even touch them.
They know your algorithm, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, it's nuts. It's nuts. I couldn't even imagine level 50s. It's just insane.
It's nuts. Amiibos are weird though, because like for the longest time, I even think on this podcast we were like, "Oh, Amiibos, they're dying out," and then they just keep coming back and coming back. And I felt like they were. I don't know.
I've always felt like we hit points where it's like, okay, it's done, and then boom, here comes the champions from Zelda. It's like,
oh god,
I never saw this coming. Like, where's this coming from? It's. I think Nintendo's kind of taken up the mantle though, where it's like, hey, these are little mini statues, and we don't really care about the content we put in the games, because the games aren't really getting a lot of content as compared to when it first launched. When you think about Mario Kart, like, there was a lot of stuff you could do with them, like scanning in, like you can get in the driver suits and stuff, and it's like, it just seems like it's kind of faded a little bit. Like, you scan a Link Amiibo into Skyrim and you get like the outfit and stuff, but that's essentially, it doesn't feel like they're doing a lot of stuff with them anymore.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting too, because you saw like in the teaser reveal, I guess, you saw the Breath of the Wild Link. Like, that's clearly Breath of the Wild Link. But then you saw Mario, and it's not Cappy Mario. So it's just all.
How do you know? How do you know?
You can see the M. You can see the M.
Can you?
I have dissected that video, trust me. And then you get the Splatoon 1 Inklings. So it's like all over the place. So I don't know what they're going to look like. But Joe, it's your question. What do you think?
It makes me wonder if the Inklings from Splatoon 1 that are in there were supposed to be like DLC characters for Smash Wii U or something.
Could have been.
Could have been.
Or maybe the new Inklings will be a reskin or something like that. Or maybe we'll finally get Marion, Callie, and Marina and Pearl. I'm just saying. Please, just throw them all in there. I don't care. I love them all. Aww. They're amazing.
And MissClick, what do you think about the Amiibo situation?
To be honest, I feel like they're probably going to add in the new iterations of each character. So, like, obviously, like, maybe they'll have, Breath of the Wild Link, different pose, or Mario and Cappy. Because did we ever actually have a Mario and Cappy besides the white suit?
No.
Was there?
No.
Yeah, because that makes me think, like, if they have one, it's going to be like, Mario, like, it'd be really cool if they had him, like, tossing out Cappy and had an Amiibo like that. They've got some pretty crazy Amiibos, especially the Guardian Amiibo, like, is probably one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think they're necessarily going to start with a whole new wave of all the characters. I think it's just going to be maybe characters who are updated. I mean, if they come up with a whole new wave, good for them. People are going to buy them. They're going to make a lot of money. But I don't know if they're willing to take the flack for producing a whole bunch of however many characters. And as far as the roster, I mean, I feel like they're going to kind of start with the same amount that you had for Smash 4, which was a considerable size, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of miss it, you know, where it's like a foe is approaching, you know, like a new challenger or whatever versus just DLC packs, you know? So hopefully, you know, as far as like the new characters that we're hoping that come in, you know, hopefully those are already going to be incorporated versus just packs later on.
Yeah. How are you with Amiibo? Are you like crazy like Bobby is, or you just kind of get the?
I mean, I have them on my shelf. I pretty much like collect the ones that like have meant a lot to me. So it's just pretty much like I have like the writing link because I was obsessed with horses as a kid, and like Zelda, Smash, and Breath of the Wild, Midna, and Link, you know, on the wolf.
She's
Ganondorf, Zero
she's
Suit.
she's not touching the brain
Dude,
like me.
oh man, my other half, he'd look at me and be like, "Why are you buying all these dolls? What is wrong with you?"
They're not dolls. That's
what
disrespectful.
Exactly. I know. It's so funny. But it's
Meanwhile,
so cool
Bobby
because...
has like Box Boy.
I do.
Yeah.
I got Box Boy. I have all the Monster Hunter ones. It's nuts.
You're bad.
That's awesome.
I thought I was bad. You're bad.
Yeah, I got them all.
Get ready for the Amiibo craze again, guys.
I'm ready.
I do have one other question on top of that, though, with the Amiibos. We got Player 2 towards the end of this of the last couple waves.
God, don't do that.
Are they going to start Player 2 with every single one of them and have 2 different Amiibo skins for each character?
God. Oh, like the 2 like Bayonetta versions?
Yeah, the custom costumes. They had the alternate like Cloud, FF7, and then Cloud Advent Children, and Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2.
You know about Amiibos or skins?
Amiibos, yeah. Towards the last few waves, the secret.
It was just the last. It was the last
DLC pack. Yeah.
Oh.
So Cloud, Bayonetta, and
Corrin.
And Corrin got 2, so you could buy like. And the way it was the player 1s were available at all stores. The player 2s were store exclusives. So like Amazon got a Corrin, and then GameStop got like.
Oh, that's right.
Cloud.
I do remember that now. Yeah, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't want to buy from there."
Yeah. So I hope they don't go down that hole, because that's just nasty to do that stuff. Man.
Nintendo likes money.
Yeah, no.
I don't think they will. I think maybe with like special character reveals, like towards the end, but. For Bobby's wallet's sake, I hope they don't.
He's looking out for him, man.
Don't worry about that. I'm okay. I find a way to, you know, like I got 1 kidney left. I can't sell that, but you know, wait for the last one.
And then Bobby.
Yes.
Topic, man.
What is my topic? I forgot. Let me look at this thing. So, okay. Essentially, with the last 2 Nintendo Directs that hit, it was like kind of melancholy all the way until the final big announcement. Like the final moment was the big announcement. Do you guys feel that like Nintendo really doesn't have anything in the tank? Or are they saving everything for E3, for a huge announcement at E3? Because it seems like every single Direct that gets leaked, everybody's like hyping it up, like we're gonna get this, we're gonna get this, we're gonna get this, and then we get none of that, and it's kind of like okay as a Direct, and then you hit that final moment, and everybody seems to forget about the okay all the way up until that final moment. And it was Dark Souls in the January Direct, and then Smash in this Direct. I'm just curious what you guys think, like moving forward. Is it what people think, like Nintendo just doesn't have a whole lot for 2018? Or is it they're just holding stuff back for E3? So I want to get your opinions. I want to start with MissClick. I'm interested in what she thinks first.
Cat butt. Excuse me, sir. God, this guy's an attention hog. No, I honestly, so I kind of had this thing for a while where kind of that lull between, you know, Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild, you know, like we thought we were getting a new Zelda and it ended up being a handheld, and which is great and all, but it's not like an actual 3D Zelda game. So I think from there I learned I don't care what the rumors are. I'm going to go in with super, super low expectations. Yeah. I'm expecting, for me, I just wanted new Splatoon stuff because I just wanted to have new things. So when they announced it, I was like, yo, this isn't just like new skins. This is like a whole new campaign. That's freaking awesome, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then it got to the point, you know, where when they had the Smash, because I also did a reaction to E3 of last year, and I told them, I'm wearing my Samus shirt and in memory, maybe one day we'll get a new Metroid. And then there ended up being a JPEG of Metroid, you know, and we're all like screaming, right? So for me, it was kind of like, that was nice, but I'm not going to expect it again. And then Smash. And of course, people are just losing their absolute minds over it. So for me, I think for E3, I think we're probably going to find, you know, see a trailer for Smash, maybe see some new characters like we had in the past. You know, like introducing so-and-so or so-and-so joins the battle. And then to me, to be honest, like I'm thinking Smash. That's pretty much like my own thing. I don't really think we're going to hear more from Metroid. To be honest, my expectations are Metroid like 2019, 2020. Like those are my time frames. So like for me, it's like, as long as we see more about Smash, I think I'll be good. Other than that, I'm usually happy that they're introducing new indie titles and stuff like that. Because the Wii U didn't get enough, you know? So anything for it is good to me. I would love to see a Smash trailer. Like it's coming out this year. It wouldn't make sense for them not to have it at E3. So that's all I got.
I love the new Nintendo where they're just like, hey, let's announce these big things and they're not necessarily coming out soon. Like, yes, fans love that. And I'm sorry, Metroid fans. I was kind of on board to have Metroid come out this year, and then when I saw Smash, I was like, no, sorry, bro. But yeah,
no, there's no way it's coming out this year. There's no way.
I think Smash is going to be the big E3 game this year. But you also got to remember, we have Yoshi that is clearly done. They were playing it. Pikmin has to be. I feel like Pikmin is like a lost child.
You're
like,
just kissing Josh Thomas's ass now.
Hey, man, fuck her up. But I think that game's coming out. I don't know, man. I've been saying this, but I think that the E3 is going to be big this year. Low expectations? No. High expectations. Because, like, they keep pushing stuff off. We're getting all these ports. E3. It's got to be big. It's got to be big. Joe, I'm not crazy, am I?
No. They're being too quiet. They're being a little too quiet. I think they're going to hit us with one more thing. As much as I would have hoped. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, what if it's a brand new series with a brand new character we've never heard of before, and they start a whole new
there we go
slide for Nintendo? I would freaking love that. I would screech.
I was just about to say Retro. We haven't heard anything from Retro.
That's true.
They're working on a new IP.
Who is it? Roger Space? Roger Space was just there?
Yeah, he's there now. But you know what?
What do you know, Bobby?
I had some insight, and I can't say it because I was sworn to secrecy, but we'll talk off the air. We'll talk off the air about that.
Ooh, okay.
Oh my god. I might have to edit this out.
No.
No.
I'm not going to bring it up now. We're going to talk about it after the show.
Sure.
Okay.
Gosh, but yeah, Retro, and then I think that'll be the game that they like end off with, like, hey, here you go. Here's one more thing. Because I don't know. There's so many rumors about Pokemon. I'm still not convinced. Like I'm back and forth. Some days I say, yeah, it's totally got to be coming out this year. Today I feel like, I don't know, is it coming out this year? Like, I really hope not, but
stop the nonsense.
I know, but
they just haven't shown anything for it. I mean, last year at E3 they just talked about it.
They talked about it and they said that they're not putting themselves towards that year goal of like getting it out next November or this November now, but it's possible too at the same time. Yeah, it was weird. It was like yeah, we're making Pokemon. Yeah, it's like, Masuda, let me know something here.
Yeah.
My cat walked onto my keyboard and muted my computer. So in like the 5 words he said, we're making a Pokemon RPG for Switch, I didn't hear any of it. So people are in the comments going crazy. She didn't even react to the Pokemon RPG. And I had to go back and watch it. I'm like, what the frick? There was no title screen. There wasn't a JPEG. There was nothing.
But yeah, that's all I gotta say. If they do announce something Pokemon related, great. I'm just afraid it's not gonna be that Pokemon game that I want on Switch. But it's okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna buy it anyway. What am I saying?
I don't know, man. I think that we want it to be big, and I just don't think it's gonna be big.
Yeah, I know.
I think this year is just kind of a lull year, and then 2019 will hype up. And I mean, I say that, and we just got the announcement for Smash, so that's kind of hard to say. Like, and that's kind of what I've been saying all year long was, if Nintendo wants to make this year big, you give us Smash and you give us Animal Crossing, and you kind of you get the whole like the hardcore Animal Crossing fans, but you also get the hardcore Smash fans,
Mhm.
and you'll sell a lot of units, I feel, if they do that. So we got part of that. If we get the other part, I can't really say that I'd be complaining. But I think the one thing that bugs me, though, is I want to know how all these leakers get it. How do we allow the leakers to just hype the hell out of stuff and nothing happens?
Or
We were
see,
supposed to.
Yeah.
are they
I mean,
are they
we're
leakers
supposed-
or are they just trolls at this point?
Well, they supposedly have, inside
sources and everything.
And the thing of it is like we were supposed to have an announcement for a 3DS Zelda, never happened. We were supposed to have GTA 5, never happened. Supposed to have all these different games that were supposed to get announced, and nothing has happened. And it's like, at what point do people stop, letting them hold water and be like, we're gonna hype out about this stuff? Like I've kind of like cut that out and stopped and just was like, take it in as it comes. And
Exactly.
Yep.
I was happy for this E3 or this this direct, the last one, just because South Park and then like the Splatoon 2 stuff was amazing, and it's like
Mhm.
I walked away and I was very happy with it. So and now I can't wait for the next Nindies announcements. That's gonna be awesome.
Mhm. Mhm.
I just want to add two things. Nintendo is not afraid to have a character reveal for Smash be like the big announcement, because I've seen them do it before.
Yeah.
And I'll go to Joe with this. Do you think it's kind of foreshadowing a little bit that they would announce a game as big as Smash in a random like spring direct? Like, does that mean they have more stuff, or?
I think that's gonna be like their, like you said before, or maybe it was Bobby. That might be their headliner, but I still feel like there's something. I just don't know what it is. And if it's that retro game, by God, I hope it blows everything out of the water. If that's the case, dude.
He's shrugging his eyebrows.
Yeah.
You gotta think. I'm not even
He does that a lot.
You gotta think though. You have to think though that like, what was it? 2 years ago, it was Zelda. That was all that was at E3. Last year was Odyssey. That's all that's there. I feel like Smash is going to be the big game, and I do feel like we're going to get that special character announcement that's going to make people blow their minds.
Crash, please.
I think that's a no-brainer that Crash is in there.
Goku.
That's the one I was going to say. If Goku goes in, man, people are gonna freak out. And
well, they tweeted at Nintendo. Yeah, they tweeted today. Like, what the frick?
Yeah. I would love Microsoft to get involved and like give up Banjo-Kazooie and be like, go.
Oh my God, dude.
Because Phil Spencer during the ballot, Phil Spencer was like, hey, Nintendo, you can take, if you want Banjo-Kazooie, knock yourselves out. And he's playing nice with everybody right now, so it would be awesome.
Yeah. Cool. We got to get Bomberman in. We have to get Shovel Knight in. Come on.
Bomberman, get out of here.
I was going to say, do we really need
Shovel Knight? I'm with you, but Bomberman.
Bomberman has been on every single Nintendo.
We already got Bomberman on the console. We don't need it in Smash.
Throw bomb? Come on. I can dream. So I put out the word to you guys to ask us questions, and Joe has a whole backlog of questions. So I'll probably go.
No, whatever.
I'll go through two of mine. Joe can go through two of yours.
Yeah.
I have a really good question. I believe it's from Chris. And I put these out on Discord. So if you guys go in the description, join the server. Lots of cool people there. I also post it on Twitter sometimes. And so we'll go over the first question. This is a crazy, insane question that we could talk about all day. But we'll try and make it short. I will start with Bobby on this one. Do you think Nintendo could make a huge collection of games on one cartridge?
Yes,
such
absolutely.
as all of the NES games on. That's a little.
All of them? Not all of them. No. I think though, I really thought, and this is a shout out to the Nintendo dads, because they were trumping this up to be like this is going to be something. But I really thought that they were going to do like an NES Classic cartridge. And basically all the games that were on the NES Classic, you could buy in one fell swoop. I could totally see them doing that, like the black box cartridge, like, and all the original NES black box games on that, cartridge, or different things. Like you could do like the greatest hits, and any game that was considered a greatest hit game, throw it on there. I could see them doing it. I just can't see all 700. and something games. That's a lot of games, man. They have to come out with a really big cartridge, honestly. So
Yeah.
I don't think they'll go that extreme, because let's also remember too, they don't own the licenses for all those games.
Yeah.
Could they do all the Nintendo games? I'm sure they could, but I don't think they will. They like money. They like to break it up too much, but I think I think they could. I don't think they will. Put it that way.
Yeah. When I first saw this question, I immediately thought of the I think they were on the Wii U and the 3DS, the NES remix games, but like not remixed. Just give us a bunch of NES or SNES games. Joe, what do you think about this?
The possibility of it actually happening, highly doubt it. But we've seen with like the ROM hacking community, there's like carts, you can even find them on eBay. They sell like the 356 games in one or whatever, and they throw a bunch of DS games on a cart, and then you just pop it in your DS and you're good to go. You don't even need to like hack your DS or anything like that. They're just in there and whatnot. I think it's possible to fit all those games. You could probably do it with even like a 4 gig or 8 gig cartridge. The NES games, they're not that large in memory. Yeah, they're by the kilobytes, really.
Yeah.
There's very few that probably even reach a megabyte at that much, so you can probably fit them all in there. It's just a matter of like, again, licensing, and if Nintendo would actually really do something like that.
Yeah.
It's very highly unlikely. They like to always individualize their games, especially with how the virtual console goes. It's like, it's like $8 a game or something like that. $5 for an NES game or something like that. If I'm going based off Wii U stuff.
Yeah.
They just like their money.
Yeah.
And MissClick, what games would you want in a collection on a cart?
To be honest, the one thing I'm pretty much focused on right now is I just want a GameCube Virtual Console. That's like my main thing, because I have like so many games that I freaking love from that generation that I feel like I just want brought back to life. So I don't necessarily, obviously it'd be great to have classic games. Like I remember I got my dad, one Christmas, we got him, like the joystick that you can plug into the TV. And it's got all the like Galaga and Pac-Man and Mappy and Clue Land. You get all those, like awesome arcade games included in it. He was so happy. And that was only like 20 games, So, I mean, I think as far as like not having the rights to any other game to include for, those older classic games, I to be honest, I feel like Nintendo could be like, yo, it's portable. People can take it anywhere with them. And I feel like a lot of companies, would jump on board with it, because like who doesn't want to make more money? And if anything, people are going to experience a game they haven't played before just because they know someone else is like, oh my gosh, I love that game growing up. So I don't have too much. I wasn't necessarily super involved with a bunch of those games growing up, because I just was involved more with the 64 and the PlayStation and the PlayStation 2. Just because all my friends, like each neighbor had a different console. So like I grew up on Donkey Kong Country, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, and Crash Bandicoot Team Racing. And then freaking, Ocarina of Time. So it was just like, those are my mainstays. But
so basically you had the greatest games with Nintendo and the garbage games outside. I get it. I understand.
Street Fighter was probably my first fighter. But then when I went to Smash, it was like, this is something else.
Yeah, exactly.
You bring up a good point though, like with the collection bundles. There was a lot of those on the GameCube.
Yeah.
A lot of Namco ones, Mega Man Collection.
The Zelda Collector's Edition.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
I mean, you look at like Capcom's putting out the Mega Man collections. You know what I mean? Like, and to me, I would rather have that than a virtual console. Like if I could get a collection of all the games in the series in one fell swoop, that excites me more than just a cartridge with like 500 games on it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather have like a more precise thing.
Yeah, they are kind of doing that with like you said, Mega Man and Street Fighter one that's coming out. So yeah, it's possible. Thanks, Chris, for the question. And oh man, Joe, I will start with you on this one. This could go anywhere. So if Nintendo gave you full control to make one of their next games, and there's no limit of what you can add or take away, which one will you choose and what will you do with it? Example, making Mario Battle Royale, like Fortnite, or turning Zelda into GTA.
Oh, good God.
And that question was from Dude427. So thank you.
Oh my God. Damn.
any game you want.
I would make a rhythm game first off, like a true
Yes.
rhythm game. Man, we had that Mario DDR.
Dance
back in
Dance
the day.
Revolution Mario
Yup.
mix, bro.
Dude, I think we need to bring back Dance Dance Revolution.
Yes, I
Make it a
totally
thing,
streamed that.
dude. Oh
God.
my
Bobby
god.
is disappointed. He's like, you
Yep.
have that much power.
You
I
select.
know that's the game you picked. Are
Bro, you don't understand,
insane?
dude. I played competitively, dude. I was number 3 in Staten Island at one point. Okay.
Question.
Dude, Bowser's
What's
Castle on hard mode, dude.
Dude, it'd be
You're
crazy.
supposed to be on If We Ran Nintendo this week. I'm calling Capri and telling him to get
Dude,
you out
I
of
don't. This is, you're
You
talking
just
to
are
the
not
guy who booked the tag team champs, Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. All right, like we made a whole wrestling team, a whole wrestling roster. Come on now.
bad.
That's funny.
That is
Horrible.
That is true. That is
Horrible.
true.
You should know what's
Miss,
expected with me.
MissClick, you have all this power. What are you doing?
God. It's funny because my husband's, he actually brought the exact thing. He was like, what if you had like a Metroid universe? And he grew up with like BioShock and
Mhm.
you know, like Ratchet and Clank. Like he had never played a Zelda game before we met. So like that was one of the
Oh.
requirements of if you wanna be with me, like you gotta play a Zelda game. It was so funny. But I mean, now I've played his games too. But it's cool. He was like, what if there was like a Zelda or a Metroid universe where you had like a GTA, type, like setup where you had like all these storylines and everything, but you never actually played as actually Link or actually Zelda. Like they're off doing their thing and you're off doing your part and helping, which I think it'd be cool. I think Nintendo is very protective though of their content. So you'd have those people who would like set a bad reputation, or streamers who would be inappropriate with the content that was for ill use. Like I think if
Yeah.
Nintendo ever became looser on streamers, they'd still have a very strict code on who could stream, like who could represent the brand, kind of like ambassadors. But I think for me, I would just like a really like straight up Zelda type Star Fox.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I miss Star Fox, to be honest. Like I loved obviously the original Star Fox.
That's why I brought her on here. That's why I
But
brought her on.
Star Fox has soul. I really think they did a good job as far as like having a more in-depth storyline. Star Fox Zero was another reason why I was like, okay, I have low expectations for Nintendo because it was great. It was a good reskin. It
Brought
was
it
cool.
up. Shot Pat
But-
down.
But it was, listen, like after Assault, it was so cool to like get to see a storyline and get to like, I don't know, get to know Fox and his trauma of losing his dad. Like it was cool, and like Aperoid, you're like, oh shit, like, so, I mean, it was like, I would love to see like a Star Fox that had a real cool, like, yo, we're going to do this and we're going to freaking save the Lilat system. Like how cool would that be? So I would put like an in-depth Star Fox.
I'm going to teach you a catchphrase when you refer to Star Fox Zero again.
Here
It's
we
called
go.
hot trash in the summer. Like, do not ever look at Star Fox Zero
Oh,
in
man.
good light. Like, that
man.
is so bad.
I watched a
That
few
game is
people
so
man.
stream it, and I was like, I can't spend money on this. Like, I want to
Yeah.
support them, but I don't want them to be like, this is okay.
bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's,
you
a,
don't want-
that's a terrible game to stream. Why would you
I
ever
streamed
stream-
that entire game in its
Mhm.
entirety.
R.I.P.
But you probably had a lot.
Uh,
You probably had a lot of viewers though watching, right? Like,
I
should we buy
had
this
I
game?
had a few. It was just like, dude, don't.
Joe lost 100 subs.
Oh my god, it was
Oh, man.
terrible.
All right, Bobby.
Okay, so I'm gonna do twofold. One, the one I would really want to do is I would like to do a Kid Icarus game. But I'm not 100% exactly how I would handle that.
Mm.
I would kind of go back to roots as opposed to like Uprising. But the one that I would do is I would take Splatoon 2. I would take the ranked play and I would make a new version of it where it's more just kill or be killed and make it a battle royale.
Ooh.
And you just go in and you just kill people. You just 100, drop in, go.
Deathmatch? Oh, you're
Yes.
talking about strictly
Like-
battle
like-
royale.
like-
That'd be so
you know,
cool,
A battle royale, like just go at it, man, and whoever.
dude. Just ink across the map. Yeah.
Yeah,
Freaking. What the heck?
And we actually have a caller. Drake is on the lines.
God's play.
That'd be
Good
dope.
God's
That'd
plan.
be dope. So I have two. They're both home runs. I know.
Oh
So the
god.
first one is something that actually could happen, but I would focus more on like the battle element. Super Smash Karts, where you have the racing, but you also have the combat. Everyone has their own like
Hmm.
special powers. I think that'd be cool. And then Mr. Captain Falcon, a beat 'em up Captain Falcon game or like you can get in your car. Joe's in love with this. I think those are two good ones.
Just make it Beautiful Joe and just slap Captain Falcon on it and call it a day. I'm good.
There you go.
Show your move.
Show your move.
Good job.
Both winners. Joe,
God.
you have like 1,000 questions.
Yeah, no, I'll only pick two. I'm gonna stick to two. Here we go. So this one goes in relation with Dark Souls coming to the Switch. It's from L1 Metal Gaming. What's the probability of a future From Software Switch exclusive game?
I think it all depends on Dark Souls, how it sells. If Dark Souls sells like gangbusters, I think they're going to look at it and think about it. Look at Square Enix, right? They come in, they put a couple games out, it sells like gangbusters, and now Square Enix is like, we want to put all of our games there. Capcom was very hesitant, like extremely hesitant in terms of like, here's Street Fighter. If this game sells, we'll bring more games. And it sold so well that they're basically bringing everything in the kitchen sink out now. It's the same thing. If games move on that console, it will work. The only one that doesn't seem to care about game selling is EA. Like, if the game sells, they're just like, yeah, we're not going to support you anymore.
We're going to make you pay anything anyways, right?
Yeah. So, like, you know, but I think that if you want more like that, definitely buy Dark Souls. And I think Nintendo and Bandai Namco are close enough that they could basically be like, go to From and say like, hey man, build us an exclusive, kind of like Sony did with Bloodborne, you know?
Yeah.
Mario Souls.
Oh god. Yeah, I agree with Bobby. I mean, I was saying last year that all the third-party support's going to come this year. As soon as the Switch starts selling, like, of course, all these developers are going to come running over. It would be interesting to see a Switch exclusive, though. That's like one thing. Like, of course, they have Bayonetta now, but that's kind of like their franchise. It'd be really interesting. I don't know if I could see a Switch exclusive yet, because like even Bomberman's going over to like Xbox and PS4. So like, I don't know if a lot of companies are. I feel like that's kind of like a fading thing, making exclusive games for consoles. But I could definitely see like other developers making a lot more games.
You gotta look at it like in the terms of like with Bloodborne. Like Sony backed that financially and helped make that a possibility. It's got to be the same thing. Like Nintendo needs to go to From and go like, we are going to fund this game exactly like they do with Bayonetta. Yep. You know, like they're basically like, this game, we're going to give you money, go make the game for us and do what you got to do. Basically use them as a third party or a second party kind of. And I think that's the only way it happens. It's not going to be that From is going to be like, hey, you know what? We're just going to make you a game for Switch. That's never going to happen. So that's, you know.
Yeah. MissClick, what do you think?
I mean, to be honest, it doesn't necessarily bother me if there's gonna be just a Switch exclusive, just because Nintendo, like, I'm kind of hypocritical. I'm kind of like, let's end the console wars, but no Nintendo games on any other console. Like, Zelda stays on Nintendo and that's it, but you can play everything else. So I mean, it wouldn't necessarily bother me if someone else didn't make a Nintendo Switch exclusive. I just think it's cool that Nintendo's included at this point. And I think a lot of companies, like if they're not thinking about porting things over, I think it's going to make money no matter what. Simply, like, I have Rocket League on Steam on my PC, but I bought it again for my Switch. And it's mainly because I want to be able to play it when I'm in bed. And so like so many people and I already, a few of my other viewers were telling me this for last night, is that they've put so many hours into things like, you know, like Hyrule Warriors, you know, but because it's going to be on Switch, they can take it anywhere with them and it's going to have additional content. They want it. They're going to buy it again. But because it's portable, you can take it anywhere with you. I can play Rocket League when I'm freaking, you know, like anywhere now. And so I think a lot of businesses would do well to realize that you're essentially on a glorified handheld right now, and a lot of people are going to buy it strictly for the portability. So I think they're missing out at this point. If they're not going to include it because they think they're not going to make money, it's really just because they don't want to necessarily include Nintendo. That's my opinion. That's my 2 cents.
Joe, what do you think?
I don't know about the likelihood of From Software doing it, but again, I think like Bobby brought up a good point about if Nintendo backs it like Sony backed Bloodborne, then we could see something like that. But I'm still leaning towards like From Software, very much about bringing their games to other consoles for the most part. If they were to back something like that, the first franchise I can think of that would make the most sense out of it is some sort of Legend of Zelda spin-off that's like super gritty, like in the time of like Ganon fully full on taking over, and like you're a soldier or something like exactly. Yeah. Like you're not Link, you're a soldier that's just trying to make it through this gritty world or something like that.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'd buy it.
Yeah.
No.
And any last question?
Last question's from Nasty Boots. Shout out to that homie.
This is not good.
This is so good. No. It's gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
This is not gonna be a good question.
Oh man, no. Check it. So we've been playing Payday 2 a lot, off stream and whatnot.
Okay.
And he's asking, does Payday 2 have a bad rap on Switch, and how can we change people's minds on it? So the biggest thing about Payday 2 right now that people have complaints about are the fact that, one, it's not only an earlier version of the game compared to the PC, it's also a version behind the other consoles, the Xbox One and the PS4 versions of that game. So people feel like it's an incomplete version and are kind of either not buying it because of that. I don't know what the sales numbers look like, really, because it's only been out for a few weeks, so we probably won't get anything until the end of March, beginning of April. So it seems like right now a lot of people just aren't into it, especially when I streamed it that one time. It took me a minute to even gravitate towards it too.
Me and Bobby are gonna brawl on this one.
Why?
So I'm not a negative person, but
since when?
I don't think, see, we're in a unique situation where, we have big communities behind us and people are like on Discord chatting and stuff like that. For anyone that's played this game before, voice chat is almost necessary. Like, it is necessary. Like, if you don't play this game without a proper voice chat, it's not really that fun. It's like you're experiencing pretty much half of it. Now, I think if you have a community and you have a bunch of people to play it with on Discord, go out and get it. Like, this game is super fun if you're playing with people. But I don't know if I can recommend it over like a PC version or like an Xbox version. It just doesn't personally make sense to me. I don't know. I just can't recommend the Switch version, but it's a good game for the Switch. But
I mean, as far as like it being a gimped version, I mean, I just think that was a more powerful version able to run on the Switch, because I know this thing chugs at times and has a little bit of an issue at times. But that said, I think it's another one of those things of like the developer brought it, hope that it would sell, and then give them a reason to like bring the upgrades and do it has to be done and stuff. The voice chat thing, like, I totally get it. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. But like at the end of the day, like, we're in a situation where we know what we get with the Switch. If you're not on a Discord and following somebody or have friends, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's just, I don't see how, I mean, I look at it like me when I was a kid in high school. If I was buying this game, or a little bit younger, whatever, and I was going to buy this game, like, I would get my friends to be like, okay, kids are better with Discord than we are. Like, we struggle with it at times, and it's like these kids today are just like, oh, this is nothing, we got it, and they're hooking up and they're playing. Like, there are alternatives. Yes, the voice chat's not baked in on the Switch, and the mobile app is hot trash. I get that, but like at the end of the day, like, you do have Discord, and a lot of people think that Discord's the second coming of Christ, and I'm one of those people. I think the thing's amazing, so I don't have an issue jumping on. I mean, look at the Make Us Better community, right? Every single night, it seems that you like they even started their own payday channel.
Yep.
Like, I didn't start that. I don't know who started it.
The New Yorkians. Bad Bit made it for us.
Yeah, they put it in, and the next thing you know, like, almost every night you see them all chatting with each other, like, hey, we're gonna go play Payday, let's go. And it's like, holy crap, man, this is nuts. So
it's awesome.
I think it's there's options out there.
Joe?
Yeah. So, like I said, the game took a minute to grow on me. After a few, after the session outside of streaming, I got to understand the game a little bit more, and like, people like Rybo and Nasty Boots, Joel, we were having a blast with it. Like it was actually fun, even if we were failing missions. I personally hadn't experienced any hiccups with it, but multiplayer is definitely the only way to experience this game. Solo no. And as far as lack of content, like there's a crap ton of stuff in there already. Like that game is jam packed.
Yeah.
It's got a bunch of masks, weapons, like support items. That game has a lot already in there. So for people to say that there's a lack of content, there really isn't a lack of content in that aspect. I think it's
being
more
nitpicky.
Yeah, like they're just giving it. Those are the people that are not gonna
internet. The internet don't do that.
Those are the people that aren't gonna
We're
buy
not
the game,
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the people that aren't gonna buy the game, and that's totally understandable. That's your prerogative. That's pretty much where I stand on it. Buy it if it's, buy it if you have a group of friends that are willing to jump in on it.
Yeah. MissClick, what about you? You robbing banks over there?
I never when I first saw the trailer for it, I was like, oh, this looks like so much fun. This would be a great game to stream. And one of my mods, who's literally been with me since day one, he's like, I've easily put like 1,000 hours into this game growing up. And he was telling me, just wait and see, how this goes over. So I've definitely heard mixed reviews, like you kind of give, mixes to every now and then, like it being, behind. I don't exactly, like, it doesn't necessarily affect me. Like I said, I was never exposed to it before. I just think that, Player Essence said this the other day, and I really, really liked it. He said, basically, like, you might not agree necessarily with all the ports or all the indies coming out. And you think like, oh, they're just rambling on. There's all this stuff and it's watered down and it's boring. It's like, no, if you want more games, you need to buy these things. You need to tell them exactly like you said, you need to buy this game if you're wanting the upgrades, if you're wanting the expansions or all that stuff added in, or for them to put more labor into these to improve them so you get what you want. You need to support what they have now. And so it's really just for me, I still don't know necessarily if I'm going to get it. It pretty much comes down to, I love to build around my community. So for them, like right now, like once we started playing Fortnite took off, and then we have other people, playing MOBAs now. So they're playing like Heroes of the Storm. So it's cool because, like they're always contacting each other like, hey, you guys home? Can we group up and stuff? So it's cool to see them group up, but I don't know if they're necessarily at that point right now to invest into a payday, because a lot of them, haven't, except for a few of them, haven't played it, in the past. So I don't necessarily have a specific opinion on it, other than if you're wanting improvement, you can't just complain and expect them to fix it. You need to give them support and backing in order to do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and it's a unique situation because I'm not knocking the game. I think the game's like crazy, and like I think Bobby, you said it before. It kind of gave you like the Dark Knight vibes.
Oh, absolutely! Reminds me of the opening scene of Dark Knight with the Joker with the masks and stuff. I'm like, this is amazing. Yeah. I'm like, this is amazing.
And it's not the game's fault. In this situation, it's actually the Switch's fault. So it's kind of I don't know. It's unique in that sense. Yep. But I think that is all for today, guys. That is episode 26. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Bobby, for coming back.
Yeah, virtual.
I'll see you in 6 months.
No. And thank you so much, MissClick, for stopping by.
Of course, it was a pleasure.
Awesome. Hopefully it's not the last time. And thank you guys so much. If you want to ask questions, like I said, join the Discord, and we will see you in the next episode. And before we sign off, why don't you guys sign off? Bobby, where can they find you, man?
At Nintendo Gurus on Twitter is the best way to reach me right now and talk and stuff.
MissClick.
I could give out all my handles, but it's confusing. So just MissClickGaming.com. It's got all those nice little buttons for you to click. Nice. Everything's right there.
Nice. And Joe, pimp that website out, bro.
Oh man, joeafterwork.com. Yeah, everything's there now. Everything is actually there. Revamped.
Yay.
That's awesome.
I see that sweatshirt, boy. All right, guys. We will see you next week. This was only the first take. And have a good one. Peace.
Peace. What about sign-offs?
Yeah, what about sign-offs?
All right. It's only the 26th episode. Okay. Joe, you can edit this out.
Yeah, sure, it's fine. It's whatever.
Throw it on the back end, please.
All right.
Throw it in the back end.